Hey everyone, I'm Stefan and I'm a software engineer. I've been creating what I'm calling SimCity 4000, a city simulator game, but inside of the browser. But the catch is, I've never built a game before. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I thought, why not share this little side project idea just in case anyone else found it interesting. At the moment, I've got an MVP of an MVP. Like, it is so raw and rough around the edges, but it's a game running in the browser, which I think is pretty cool. This video is for anyone, technical or non-technical. You know, I'm not gonna get too bogged down into details about software, and if I do, I'm gonna try my best to make it as approachable and easy for anyone. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you stick around for all the future videos that are coming. And yeah, this project is gonna be using Claude especially, but other AI tools. Let's take a look at the game. So this is a technology called PixiJS, and believe me, I barely know anything about it. It's a 2D webgl renderer, vanilla JavaScript. You know, it's as standard as you can get when it comes to creating web applications. You wouldn't believe this, or perhaps you would, but when I brainstormed this, I was literally going back and forth with Claude AI, and it created this in the chat. Like, I could not believe it, because obviously it can create, I'm used to like it creating small little things like pictures or maybe like folder structures or whatever, but because this is all code, it just generated the code inside the chat. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I can actually make a game out of it. Now, without a doubt, the very first thing that sticks out is just how bad the art is. It's so bad. This is landfill. This is I believe a gas power plant. This is a coal power plant. This is a solar power plant. But you know, this is the whole kind of world right here, and I think it's pretty cool. You can very easily just add on land and land and land to this and make this rather big. You can see we've got 8,800 sprites and 150-ish FPS. That's not bad. Without a doubt, the next thing that I'm going to be looking at is vastly upgrading the graphics, because when I set out to do this, I wasn't looking to create like a beautiful AAA game with beautiful art style and all that. This is just a fun side project, and again, like I said, I'm not a front-end developer, I'm not a game designer, I can barely draw a stick man, so that's not even a joke. So creating like these beautiful towers, commercial and industrial kind of buildings and all that, I'm never going to be able to do unless I get some AI assistance. So the next episode of this, I'm going to be really investigating how far I can push this tech and whether I need to use a different tech or perhaps completely redesign my approach. Because what attracted me to this project in the first place was all the back-end stuff, all of like the events, the simulation logic, you know, creating budgets and education, pollution, crime, fire, density, and all that kind of stuff. I can do that as a backend developer. I've already got a vision of how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be using event-driven architecture for all of this. This is the main reason why I created this project. But yeah, I think even if I create a really like world-class backend, with this front end, I don't think anyone's going to use it. I don't think I'd use it. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. There's some cool things, like if I plant some trees down, oh, these are parks, that looks alright. What else have I got? I've got water. This is probably the coolest thing of all. Like, if I wanted to create a river here, I can just come across with water, and this looks unimpressive, but the thing is, I'm still holding down my mouse button. I don't know if you can see, but right in the center of the river, the tiles are getting darker, and that's because as I hold it down, the adjacent tiles around it also go down, so suddenly you have some depth here. So if I wanted like ocean-like depth here, I can just keep holding over and over and over, and you can see these tiles far away from my mouse pointer are being created. So this is kind of cool. And you know, we've got pretty decent coastal tiles here. You see the sand and all of that. That's alright. We got all these services here. These look really bad. Like, I don't even think they look like anything at the moment. If I just did like a police station and a jail, for example, I'm at triple speed. I got hotkeys, I got R for roads. I mean, there's not much of a police station, is it? I do have like subway here. So I've got different layers here, which I think is kind of cool. You can go underground here. Got stations and all that. Got a big airport tile. If I create 2 of this, and say I create a seaport over here. Now, if you're familiar with city simulator games, you know that these zones aren't supposed to be developing because they don't have things like water going to them or power, but they just do. And obviously that's because this is just a sandbox. This is like the MVP of the MVP. You know, it's like version 0.1, not even 1. So everything's just kind of in sandbox mode. Everything will just instantly work. There's no logic behind it. So the backend's going to have a game loop that's going to constantly run, and say every tick or so, I don't know, like every 5 seconds, it's going to calculate any changes, like basically every single tile that you see on this map, any changes between the previous tile set and this current tile set, it's going to calculate, it's going to go through rules and logic, all that kind of boring backend stuff that really makes a city come alive, but there's none of that in at the moment. So you see this little RCI near, it's the residential commercial industry. It's supposed to show you dynamically what zones are in demand, so you build what your sims are asking for. Like if you have a huge amount of population, they're going to want more work, so they're going to ask for more commercial, more industrial. And all of that's going to change depending on the time as well. I'm going to start this in like 1800, 1900s, and we're going to go into the future to like 2000s, 200s, 300s and all of that. But none of this works at the moment. Like I've got this query tool where you can query any building, and you can see this building has 12 people and makes $1,300 of rent a month. None of that's real. That's all just hard coded. So in future episodes, we're gonna really get into publishing these datas and getting it back and seeing how things go. That's gonna be a really interesting part of the series, I feel. But like I said at the start of this video, the number one thing I need to sort out is just how this looks. I mean, I got trees. I don't know why they've got these like square backgrounds on them, but as you hold them down, the tree grows. I guess that's kind of cool. We got some variety in there as well. Oh, of course, we have the water system. So say we create water pumps here. They don't look like pumps at all. And we got pipes. Typically you run your pipe underneath the road. Don't know why that's red. And yeah, there's your water system. Now what we should see is like a certain amount of tiles that water pipe serves. And obviously as that ages, the capacity is going to go up and down. But like I said, this is the MVP of the MVP of the MVP. I'd say probably the coolest thing we have are these smoke effects. Having some animations would be cool. But yeah, this was a brief introduction to this application, which currently looks like absolute crap. And so hopefully in the second episode, this is going to look a lot better. I'm going to go investigate right now into what other options we can use. Perhaps we end up using like a full-on game engine. I don't know, that sounds a bit like a headache. We'll see. So if you weren't familiar with SimCity 3000, let me show you. Pretty cool, right? Now we are not ever gonna get art style like this. Of course, they had dozens of people working on this, you know, like highly trained professionals and all that. I am just one professional. I don't think we're ever gonna build a building like this, but we can take a lot of inspiration from this. And if you've never seen SimCity 3000 before and you are just watching this for the first time, you can definitely see the similarities between what I'm building and what this is. I'm gonna be taking so much from it. Because I don't know about you guys, but you guys have that favorite childhood game of yours where for some reason or other it sticks with you throughout all the years. I remember where I bought this game. I say I bought, my mum bought this for me when I was like, I don't know, I must have been like 5 years old or something. This came out in like 1999, I believe, something like that. I was born in 96, so I was a tiny little child playing this. I had no idea what I was doing, of course, because I was young and stupid, and I just ran out of money all the time. I remember I used to just go into the budget and just see money, like income. I'd go to, where's loans? Oh, it's expenditures. Go to loans and be like, oh my god, I can just get so much money. Cool. And of course I had no idea what interest rates were. So all I saw was this amount of money. I was like, this is amazing. That also happened a lot when I was a kid. It just crashed. So I hope our application isn't going to crash as much as Symcity 3000 used to. I am playing it on Linux. I'm using Wine to play it on Linux, which is perhaps kind of funky, so can't blame it too much. But yeah, we're going to be building something like that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys are looking forward to what's coming next. I've got loads of things planned for this series, and I'm definitely going to be creating some other kind of videos as well. As you can see, this channel it's so new. It's right at the start, so anything like a like and a subscribe would really help. I'm going to be creating these regardless, but it would definitely feel a lot better if I wasn't just pumping these out to the void of YouTube. And yeah, we'll see, and forgive me for the roughness, for like how this video went. This is my first ever video. You know, I've got this cool little like screen plus cam thing. It took me ages to even figure this out. I hope it's cool. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope you tune in for the next episode. It won't be long at all. And yeah, cheers. Have a great day.